Good evening. This is Wade Watson here to talk to you about protesting, specifically Palestine protesting. This is a Saturday night stick-up on Volt News Network. Enshrined in the First Amendment of the United States Constitution are the fundamental rights to freedom of speech, assembly, and petition of the government. Core civil liberties that protect the ability of citizens to engage in peaceful protest. While reasonable restrictions can be placed regarding logistics like timing and location to ensure public safety, the Supreme Court has consistently upheld protest as a constitutionally protected form of expression. Citizens have the right to publicly demonstrate and advocate for their political causes through marches and assemblies. However, once protests turn violent or significantly disruptive, police do have authorization to intervene. Within these established limits, the Constitution safeguards protest as a check against overreach by officials and guarantees citizens the ability to publicly dispute government policy without fear of censorship or retaliation. This framework has enabled ongoing debate over controversial issues like the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Protests in support of Palestinian rights and self-determination have been going on in the United States for decades. The United States has historically been a strong ally of Israel, providing billions in annual military and economic aid. However, there is a sizable Palestinian American population in cities like Chicago, Detroit, and Boston that has advocated for a more balanced U.S. policy. One of the most prominent Palestinian American political figures is Rashida Tlaib, who in 2018 became one of the first 2 Muslim women elected to Congress. In her campaign and advocacy, Tlaib has been a vocal supporter of Palestinian rights and critic of Israeli policies, sparking some controversy but also energizing the Palestinian community in the U.S. The U.S. was the first country to formally recognize Israel on May 14, 1948, just minutes after it declared independence. This set the tone for a strong alliance between the 2 countries that continues today. However, the U.S. does not recognize Palestinian statehood. While it supports a negotiated 2-state solution, it has not taken a position on Palestinian sovereignty or borders. Tensions over the Israeli-Palestinian conflict continued to boil over this week, with hundreds arrested at a Jewish-led protest at the U.S. Capitol demanding an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. Democrat Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib spoke at the protest and is a notable figure to appear at an illegal protest, as protests are not allowed on Capitol grounds. A Palestinian American herself, the appearance from the legislator shook many a legs at the thought of multiple American perspectives of such a deep conflict. Whatever the punishment for her inclusion may be, the right to protest, and the history of protest, and what it means as a tool for free and open speech and discussion in America, will forever be enshrined in our very founding documents. Or else we may never have the right to discuss what we are feeling to our very elected representatives themselves. We the people are free to speak. This has been Volt News Network. Good night.